Welcome you all. In this session, we are going to find the sum of two matrices. Let's execute first. Okay, here you enter the row size. So my row size, how many row? 3 row. Okay, how many column? Per each row, how many element I am going to enter? 2 element. Okay, so total how many element will be there? 3 into 2, total 6 element. So if you want to input the matrix, I have taken the A matrix and a B matrix. So for inputting A matrix and B matrix, you have to click on which button? Input matrix button. You just click here. Okay, so here you are going to give the value in input box. This is your input box. You have to input all your values. So total in A matrix, how many value you are going to give? Total you are going to give 6 value. Okay, 34. Okay, so A matrix got over. Now the next you are inputting the B matrix. Again you have to enter 6 value in the B matrix also. Okay, now input of your matrix got over. Now you want to display. For display, you just click on the output matrix button. Click. So you can see A matrix element. So how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3. 3 rows and how many column? Each row having 2 column means 2 element. You can see. So total how many element? 3 into 2, 6 element. Okay, you can see here. This is A matrix and this is your which matrix? B matrix. So now the 12 plus 34 has to be added. A matrix has to be added with the B matrix. Okay, and the result had to be the third matrix. So I have taken here X as my third matrix. 12 plus 34. Okay, then what should come? 46. 34 plus 12. Same thing, 46 will come. Okay, so now click on the sum of matrix button to see the result. This is the sum of two matrix. If you want one more operation, just you can clear the form by clicking on the clear form button. Okay, now let's go to the code and see how this has been done. Okay, as you see from this one only, you can see here I have taken two text box. Text box 1 for accepting the row size, text box 2 for accepting the column size. Okay, input matrix has all the code. This button is having all the code for which one? For inputting A and B matrix. So okay, and to display, it got display. No, A got display, B got display. No, to display this matrix on the form, you have to write all your code in the output matrix click event procedure. Okay, and to find the sum of two matrix, code has to be done in this sum of matrix command button. Okay, and if you want to clear this form, you have to just type form name dot cls. Okay, let's go to the code how this has been coded. Let's see. Okay, you can clear the form. Okay, so now I have to go to my form design. Okay, I can go to my form design. What is my sum matrix? Okay, here what I have to do, you can see this is input. I want to show you something. What is this? Is before name was command 1, but I have changed the name to cmd input. Cmd you just always use for command button. So name is what? Cmd input I changed. Well, caption is input matrix. Here caption is output matrix, but the name I have changed it to what? Instead of say command 2, I have changed to cmd output. And here what is the name I have changed? The name of this button I have changed to cmd sum. Okay, so these are the button name I got changed. Okay, so even clear form, this is also I have given some new name to this button. Okay, if I will double click on this input matrix button, I will go to the code. What is my code? My code is this one. You can see. Okay, so before that you have to, this is your what? Matrix. Matrix is nothing but your two-dimensional. Okay, two-dimensional. How we can represent in programming? We can represent matrix using programming using two-dimensional array. Okay, how to declare two-dimensional array? I have done here the global declaration of a array. Okay, and I am having what? Three function: cmd input function, event processor, cmd output function, event processor, and your which one? And your cmd sum. These are the three button, three processor three event procedure I have written. Okay, and this is the clear form event procedure. Now I have declared A is the input. How many row? 10 row, 10 column. You have to give by separated by comma. Row size, comma, column size. Okay, then parenthesis opening, then parenthesis closing as integer. Then B. This is the B matrix as integer. 10 row, 10 column, maximum size. And X is my output matrix where the sum has to be stored 10 row, 10 column. And row R will keep the row size. C is the variable which will keep the what column size. Okay, what you will give you text box 1 value got stored in R, text box 2 value got stored in C, which is nothing but a row size and column size. I as a integer, I will keep track of your which one? Your outer for loop, and J will keep track of your inner for loop. Okay, so that means, okay, I will keep track of your row number and J will keep track of your column number. So remember one thing, this matrix has been done using two things you remember. First one is your two-dimensional array, another one is your nested for loop. Okay. So see, now we will go to the CMD input command button. In this case, I have stored the text 1 value in R, text box 2 in C. Row size, column size, row size got stored in R, column size got stored in C. Now input A matrix. This is the command line I have written. Okay, after this is a nested for loop. Remember, once you type this nested for loop, you just do copy paste. No need to again type and type. Just after typing this code nested for loop, you just right click and what to do? Copy. Then again you can input the B matrix. So what is the first? Learn what is the code for inputting A matrix. So for I equal to 0 to R minus 1. This for loop is my outer for loop. Okay, where outer for loop, array index as you know it start with 0 and what will the last index? Row minus 1. Okay, and for J loop. Okay, for J this is your inner for loop. J equal to 0 to column minus 1. Okay, this is your inner for loop. So inner for loop, if outer for loop is executed one time, inner for loop has to be executed completely. Okay, how we can accept the value to this array element? You have to accept the value using input box. Input A matrix element. Okay, you just type like this, input A matrix element. After inputting, you just convert this value into numeric form using val function. Then the value has to be stored in A in element A of ij. Okay, because two index we require to refer to one element in case of your two-dimensional array. Remember. Okay, same code. What you have to do? You just copy paste. Okay, now this is your B matrix. Okay, now same thing. Instead of A of ij, I have to type B of ij. Val input box input B matrix element. Okay, got over? Okay, this is the input of A matrix, B matrix got over. Now we have to display this matrix on the form. How to do? So for that you can see, so where the code I should write? I have to write the code into this output matrix. That means CMD output command button. I have given a click event. In that button I have to output the matrix. Double click it, then you will go to the code. You can see what is the CMD output click event. In this same code you copy paste now. So you are going to print which matrix? A matrix. So for I equal to 0 to R minus 1, because this is the last index, J equal 0 to C minus 1. Then print what? You are printing A of ij. Okay, you are printing the A of ij. So it will print full one line. After if you are giving here semicolon means it will, this full for loop will print all the value in one line. Okay. So after printing full value in one line, so after and this one you can see I have given a next j. Okay, next j is for which for loop? U is for your inner for loop. Next j means j value has to be incremented by 1. Okay, after this inner for loop, you can see it will print one line, blank line. Okay, so next this is your outer for loop. It will increase the value of I by 1. Same thing how we have done in your C programming, same thing only, same nested for loop. Okay, so this is for printing of your which for loop? This is the printing of your A matrix. Then go to print of your B matrix. So B matrix, how to print? Same thing for I equal to 0 to R minus 1, for J equal to 0 to C minus 1. Then print B of ij. Okay, next then J. j has to be incremented, and here it should be in one line, so you give a semicolon, and this is for printing blank line in next line. Okay, then next I. Okay, after this, over, next just find the sum of two matrices. How to find? You just go to, you can see this is your button. So this button changed to, what is the name I have given? CMD sum. You double click, then you will go to the CMD sum event processor. So in this case, what you have to do, you have to find the sum. Very easy code, same code only, do only copy paste of this code only. For I equal to 0 to r minus 1, for j equal to 0 to c minus 1, x of ij equal to a of ij plus b of ij. Then next j. Okay, next j, and here because you are not printing, no, so just don't use this one. Okay, you're not printing this one, you're finding the sum of a, each element you are adding same index, you are adding and storing in x. Okay, now the sum of two matrices, you are going to print the which matrix? Output matrix. Which is your output matrix? Your output matrix is your x. You are going to print. Where you are going to print? Here. Okay, so x of I comma j, give a semicolon, so that all this element it will print in one line. Inner for loop, what are the inner for loop will execute, it will print it in one line. Okay, after this you can go after next of j for inner for loop, stay j equal j plus 1 will happen. Then print. Print means it will blank, one space has to be printed. Okay, so next of I over, and for clear screen, you can see for clear screen, clear form underscore form 27.cls, form name .cls. Okay, again now I am again executing. I hope you all of you understood this code. I am getting, what is the size? 2 row 2 column. Don't give very big number for row size and column size. Maximum size you can enter 10. Here maximum size column you can enter, here also 10. But I am taking 2. 2 into 2, how many element? 4 element. So input matrix A. Here you can see this is given here project 2. This one also we can change. So here this is your 2-dimensional array, no? So I can, instead of project 2, I can type it there here, 2-dimensional array. So first I will give 4 value to input A matrix, 12, 34, 67, 89. 4 value entered. Next is B matrix. Input B matrix. Okay, over. Now which one to click? Output matrix. Okay. A matrix, B matrix, 2 row, 2 column. So this 12 plus 56 has to be added. 34 plus 78 has to be added. 67 plus 65 has to be added. 89 plus 23 has to be added. So this you just click on the sum of matrix button. You can see you got an answer. So we are getting correct answer. You can clear the form. Okay, so what I told you, you can change that title you can give. In this input box you can see, after this you can give here, what you have to give here? 2-dimensional array. Array. You can give the title to that input box. Okay, 2-dimensional array given. You see, instead of project 1, I'll give size 2 and 2. See, 2-dimensional array. It's coming. I hope all of you understood. Please execute this program. Then only you can find this problem very easy. So just subscribe my channel. Please like it.